Good morning, everybody. Uh, this is a recorded class for English for Professional Development. I specifically recorded this class for the course 3047, but it can be used for other English for Professional Development courses, uh, which is about the same topic. And so before anything, let me start sharing my screen. Right. This is the page, the Moodle page that you are following. Uh, First of all, let me remind you that on the tab Formal Writing, when you click, I have added exercises for academic word list 3. So now you have academic word list 1, 2, and 3. And again, next week, I would be adding the exercise, the crossword puzzle for academic word list for number 4. So again, I would like to ask you to keep checking this page, this tab, because every week new exercises are going to be added. Now, I'm going to click on a new tab here, and that is the professional meetings. So in the professional meetings, the aim is actually arranging a kind of professional interaction, whether it is in the form of a face-to-face meeting or it is in the form of creating a podcast. Uh, so you will have the option. Let me give you some examples. Uh, when we do, if you decide to do option 1, which is having a face-to-face meeting, then you will be combined in groups of 3 to 4 students. And then there is a topic that is assigned for you. You will also see the examples of these topics soon, as I'm going to show you in the PowerPoint presentation. So there will be a topic that you assume a certain role. For example, uh, one of your employees, you are the manager, for example, and one of the employees in the company has received an award for distinguished work from the Finnish president or from the president of your country, whatever. And then you are having a meeting, and in this meeting, you will be assuming the role of the manager, and then your job will be giving some sort of introduction and introducing this person, acknowledge, thank, and appreciate the work this person has done in order to achieve this success. And then the others will be, for example, one of you will be the employee who has achieved and received this award, and the other people who will be the people, the other people in that group will be the people who would be commenting or adding some sort of more words of appreciation and so on. So this is just an example scenario, and then you change roles. So then after you do this, then you will somebody else will be the manager, and you will do the same scenario, or you will do a different scenario. That is uh, that is for you and for us to decide whether you would be practicing the scenario. Now, during your class time or through Moodle, you can already start forming your groups. As I said, groups of 3 to 4 students working together and trying to exercise these scenarios that I'm going to show you in the PowerPoint presentation soon. then you might ask about the evaluation system. Well, the evaluation for this meeting is done on the spot, which means that as you are busy doing that in class, it's a face-to-face thing. I'm emphasizing it is not online, it is face-to-face. You need to be present in class in order to do that. So, so so I will go from group to group. I should be checking at every group like 3 times and listen to them and watch them and see how they interact. The evaluation would be based on language skills, words, grammar, specific words, terminologies that one uses, and all the other considerations of cultural things that one uses. So I will be going around and spot check, and based on the observation, you will be getting a grade from 0 to 100. That's how it is evaluated. Then now, uh, the second option would be creating a podcast. Uh, in that case, only 2 students. One, you can do it as an individual, just as a single person, one person doing the podcast, or you can do it in a group of 2. The specifications are mentioned here. For example, it should be like 8 to 10 minutes. If one person is doing a podcast, and it should be up to 12 minutes if 2 people work together to create a podcast. Instructions are given how to do, what to do. Uh, the topic of the podcast, preferably or highly preferably, should be about one of the topics related to your studies. However, if there is a topic that is indirectly related to your studies, still it is accepted. So you might be saying that, for example, you are the students of mechanical engineering, but you also address the issue of sustainability in design of, for example, cars. So that is that is not very directly related, but it is related. So you can choose your topics yourselves, and then you will have the option. I mean, the instructions, the course requires you to do an audio podcast, whereas which means that you do not really need so much facility, so many facilities. I mean, you can basically use your mobile phone or your computer and a microphone to record your voices, but please make sure that you are in a quiet place, and make sure that your files are saved and exported and left on Moodle, the Moodle depository, as MP3 files. If you might want to do a video one. I have no problem with a video podcast, but make sure that you save it as MP4 files, so that it would work across different platforms. Uh, Now, I already said that uh, these are optional things, which basically means optional in the sense that you either choose to do a professional meeting or you do the podcast. Now, the the professional meetings, as I said, is going to happen in class. But what happens if, for those of you who are going to choose the podcast? Well, on the days that we decide for the professional meetings to happen in class, uh, those students who are doing the podcast should also be there, because they are also listening and observing their friends in action while they are doing the meetings. And there will be part of the discussion of feedback in the class. So after doing that you would also provide your friends with a feedback. So you will be present. And for those of you who are doing the podcast, it doesn't, of course, your podcasts are not going to be uh, going to be discussed in the class. But when you share it with everybody. And I would encourage all the students in the class to listen to your friends' podcasts and give comments. Give feedback, positive feedback, negative feedback, whatever feedback that you think is necessary to improve the quality of that podcast. Please provide your students with those. Now, I am going to uh, show you the page, the Moodle page. This is the one about professional meetings, the the H5P file, which gives you some information. Perhaps the students who are doing the podcast should also have a look at this HP5 activity. Then there is the quiz, uh, which is decided that it should be done by, the deadline is going to be by the 3rd of November. The assignment of the option discussion during the meeting. This is not going to be the online meeting. I am going to change it. Perhaps I change it right this moment. Right. So I made the changes so that there would be no misunderstanding. Uh, so so that's the assignment for option 1. It will be during a class meeting. And then this is assignment option 2, which is again, I think 24th of November will be almost the same as probably about week 45. That can be changed. That can be changed. There is a forum here at the end, which is this forum is finding a partner. If you want to find somebody to help you with with working on the podcast, then go ahead and do that. Now I'm going to show you my PowerPoint slides about professional meetings. So let me move this a little. Right. Right. So it's about professional meetings. And as I said, the evaluation is going to be during the meeting. So there will be the instructions. You will be working in a groups of 3 to 4. And the instructions are given to you during the meeting. I have already explained these things. Now, I'm going to show you a few of these kinds of scenarios. So, for example, this one, a weekly. So this one, this is arranged. Weekly or bi-weekly meetings are arranged, just a sort of explanation of different kinds of scenarios. So it's usually on the basis of one-to-one. It's to get to know employees and ask for ideas and so on. Very much about brainstorming. Then we have this one, which is a monthly, it's called town hall meetings. You can just say monthly meetings. They are arranged to show management's commitment to effective employee communication and so on. Then we have the daily team huddles. just to keep everybody updated of how things are running on a day-to-day basis. We have the coffee with the CEO kind of meeting. We have quarterly development conversations. Quarterly means every 3 months usually. I mean, if you divide the year into 4 parts, every part will be 1 quarter, which means it will include 3 months. And then you will have the mission moments. Now, these are the, oops, oh, let's come back. These are the different solutions that, the situations, sorry, these are the different situations. When, for example, a manager is talking to an employee during lunch, the conversation is around the employee's daily uh, the employee's daily task, current short-time goals, plans of the weekend, and so on, in which you ask open-ended questions, listen, you provide full answers, and be sincerely involved. And the last point is very important. I mean, to be sincerely involved. There is also a bit of cultural thing here that I understand that for example, in some cultures, like the cultures of Finland, in the Finnish culture, it is usually a virtue not to speak so much. You usually use fewer words to explain as much information as possible. Well, it is not, at least when we are talking within the framework of English language, it is not like that. So I understand that, for example, you can use your to denote like 23 different meanings, or using nonin, 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 nonin. I mean, they are all of different meanings. Somebody had tracked nonin with 40 something different kinds of meanings. But this is not what is going to happen during this class activity. So you need to be involved, engaged, use your ideas, and so on, because you will be evaluated based on what you are doing in your classes. You will be evaluated based on whether you are the main person who are doing the task, or you are the other people in the group as sort of secondary people. Your performance will be evaluated. So that's one of the scenarios. The other scenario is, for example, when a manager has just received an email of confirmation on funding a new project. Sorry, oops. Right. So a manager has just received an email with confirmation on funding for a new project. The manager goes to congratulate and thank the employee who was responsible for writing a grant application. Now, here, if you are the manager, these are some of the hints that you might be needing. Describe the situation, congratulate the person, and be specific about what you are grateful for. If you are an employee, you accept the congratulations, express your joy about funding, and acknowledge that the team you were working with. Again, there is a bit of cultural difference here, because as far as I know, for example, if I want to compare again Finnish linguistic culture and English linguistic culture, Finns do not really want to accept the consequences of what they have done, in the sense that if you find somebody who has won a Nobel Prize for some sort of scientific, the Nobel of Physics or the Nobel of Chemistry, and you go to him or her and say, "Oh, congratulations, I'm so thrilled that you've done this," the person would say, "I didn't do anything important. I just did my job," right? So this is a kind of cultural thing. Uh, so, so taking the positive responsibility of your achievement is also quite important. So, You accept the congratulations uh, as an employee. If you play the role of the employee, you express your joy about the funding, you acknowledge the team you were working with, and so on. That's the next scenario. An employee who has been working in the community for about 20 years does not seem to accept the change. So if you go through all these scenarios, by the way, these slides are on the Moodle page, and look at the hints as a manager, as an employee, and what you're supposed to do. Those, as I said, the slides are available. These are some of the language structures or useful for words and phrases that you can use in order to make your speech more smooth. Uh, so the meeting will take place face to face in class during week 44. I have to check whether it was week 44 there or not. But anyway, so this is going to take place during week 44. And that's it. So, and I that is the end of this class. So I will be also sending a follow-up email after this video. Thank you and have a good time. Bye.